In today's video, I will show you how you can start making money in an African business with just $100 of investment. But it even gets better. What if I told you that you can start earning in your African business in less than a month? Are you ready? Let's dive straight in. Number one, create 1-minute marketing videos for real estate companies in any African capital city. Now, as you know, the real estate sector is booming, and this is a really good lean business model that you can start with just $100. And I have proven it, and I will share a story. Here is how I proved the concept, and it was actually with my 15-year-old son. So after I came home to Kigali from London, still very sick, I somehow made the flight from London to Kigali. And shortly after Christmas, my son told me he wants to earn money. And so I sat him down and gave him like a 20-minute marketing strategy, how he can position himself and what to say to real estate companies. And just after the New Year, he went out. Oh, by the way, he wanted me to, allow him to take 1 week off from school. And I said, that's fine. Well, that's the unconventional mom I am, I guess. And he went out and he pitched his offer to real estate companies. So by the end of 10 days, he made $300 US. And his expenses were just $50 for a video editing software that he already owned. So as you can see, the total of that would be $850 in profit in the first month. And when you become better, you can of course earn substantially more and also get a team so you can get the freedom that you deserve and desire. Son, I'm so proud of you. Now, the best industries to get this started, in my view, is the real estate industry, the hospitality industry, conference and events industry, and diaspora-owned businesses. I think those are your best starting points. Here is African business model number 2 to get started with just $100. And that is to become an African real estate agent for the diaspora in the US or the UK. So here's the problem. Millions of people across the globe are rethinking their lives and economic household strategies. This includes the diaspora, especially those based in the US and the UK. But it also includes a lot of rich people who are looking to buy a piece of heaven in Africa. And we have plenty of that. So let's say you are investing in a high-end property in Zanzibar, and the property costs $200,000 US. Could be a beautiful villa at the beach. As a partner or an agent abroad, so this is a business that you can lead from abroad, you usually make 1 to 3% in commission when a sale has been made. All right? Which means you can earn $2,000 or more per referral. Sometimes very popular developments that are just selling very easily, the developer or the agent will just put a cap. So you get a lump sum, maybe of a $500 or $1,000. And I know that is not a lot, but they're selling so well that they're putting a cap on that. And we had that happening with some of our partners. But still, you just need to make 2 or 3 sales per month in the early stages, and you would earn, well, depending on the agreement, between $1,500 to $6,000 US just on commission. Isn't that brilliant? Remember, you really have no direct expense except for the marketing, which you could run in your local community or your church or mosque, or you could run some online marketing if you have social media platforms, and you could get started for pretty much free. So less than $100. Of course, later on, if you wanted to extend the marketing, you would put some money into the marketing. But it is an easy startup and you can start that on a shoestring budget. The other good news is that all the marketing material that you would require for the units is already in place. The developers or the agents in Africa will provide you with all the information and graphics that you need. So what's left for this particular Africa business model? Well, you need trusted partners in Africa. So that means very trusted developers of real estate or trusted agents who are kind of collecting the best real estate offers because they are on the ground locally and you would partner with them. I have connected my clients with trusted real estate agents within our Africa real estate network, which I've been running. And the whole purpose of this network is to bring the investors in the diaspora and the agents and developers together so you can either buy your own property if that's what you want to do, or you can become a trusted partner and real estate agent for these companies wherever in the world you're based. So if you want to get access and you want to be connected to my trusted network of real estate developers and agents, then I leave a link in the description field below. In fact, I will also add a link to my next live Zoom training where I teach you exactly how to start an African business within 3 months with a tiny budget. And again, these are no get-rich-quick schemes, but these are very valid African business models. Business model number 3 that you can start with less than $100, and that is mystery shopping, or as I call it, service quality evaluator. Let's take Accra, for example. The problem? Accra is aiming to become the leading destination for tourism in West Africa. Now that means they have to reach a certain standard in their hospitality industry, and competition is growing like never before. So if a boutique hotel, a 4-star hotel, a higher end restaurant is not providing the utmost quality, people start looking somewhere else. Now that's where you come in as a quality service evaluator or a mystery shopper. You would possibly have a drink at a hotel or a restaurant and ask to speak to the manager. Now once you have his open ear, you would explain to him that the rising competitiveness in Accra means that he as a manager or the business owner really have to make sure that the quality of the service is top notch. And you would come in mysteriously just posing as a normal client and customer, and you would have a dinner there or lunch or possibly even a overnight stay at a hotel. And instead of filing a complaint with all the things that do not work, you would first point out the things that do work and that you really liked, but you would then constructively summarize the weaknesses that you have observed. And such a report is really of great value to everyone working in the hospitality industry. So the goal here is that you would win over these hospitality companies on a retainer, so a monthly fee. Of course, first of all, they have to be very happy with your first set of report, your observations and the feedback you gave them for improvements. But if you win them over on a retainer, you could sell it in a way that you are suggesting you would be their quality evaluator for months to come, so that they can obtain a very good quality or even improve that, but the quality would not go down. That is the value offering you're making. And expenses, really zero. Just the petrol you're using to knock doors at different restaurants and hotels. You can make $150 to $300 per review, depending on if you're having a lunch, a dinner, or an overnight stay. You then have just 10 companies in your portfolio, and you're making $1,500 to $3,000 a month while enjoying Accra's hospitality industry. So I think you would enjoy that work. But what do you do with all the rest of the week? Enjoy your life. That's what we're all looking for, isn't it? Africa business idea number 4, that you can start on a shoestring budget with less than $100. And that is to become a trainer in Africa's companies. Now, let's stay with the hospitality industry and the example we just heard from Accra, meaning that yes, the hospitality industry is getting more and more competitive. We can see that in other countries as well, especially Kenya and Tanzania, South Africa, just to name a few. And it is all about who gives the best service. So we proved this model a few years back with one of our African American clients. She had never set foot in Africa before. With my coaching on how to position herself and what to say when she approaches managers in hotels, she found herself training 30 staff for 2 hours at one of Accra's most prestigious hotels after just 5 days on the continent. And I have to confess, she was a go-getter. And after that, he was sitting down with her. He was very happy with the training and they discussed a contract together. So look, 5 days on the continent and she's discussing a contract for customer service delivery in one of Accra's top hotels. Her cost to start the business? Well, none really. I mean, again, we were in Accra for our business mission. Many of you are on the continent already, or you're planning to travel, or you're based here. And it's really, again, just your petrol to visit certain restaurants and hotels or other companies and knock the doors in order to provide your service. And I would always start with a free demonstration training that you offer. You can easily charge $1,500 to $4,000 and more for a 1 to 2 day long training and enjoy the rest of your time on the beach. Here are some of the best industries to get this started across Africa's emerging economies. You could start a training company in the hospitality industry, as we've just heard, or you could also provide customer service to the banking and insurance companies. You could really train staff in the export sector if you have expertise in value chain addition. You could go into the construction sector as an engineer, for example, and teach there. You could teach companies in cybersecurity or artificial intelligence, or you could really teach any kind of company in marketing and sales. There's quite a big range of opportunities out there. And lastly, number 5 of a business model that you can start in Africa with less than $100, and that is to run a cultural tour. Now, I have made a video of a cultural tour I took in Rwanda with my children and some friends, and it was a wonderful experience. You can see the footage here. We really enjoyed it very much, and we learned a lot about the culture in Rwanda in the rural areas. Now, another of my clients has done this, and sorry again, it's Accra once more, because it was during a business and investment mission to Accra. And she went to the owner of the boutique hotel that we were staying in. That owner, she's also diasporan. And she asked the people, the diasporans who were staying at her boutique hotel, if they wanted to come on a free tour with her. So the feedback and the video footage and images with her test group was important as marketing material, so she could sell her tour later on to high-end hotels and international tourists that are staying there, or diasporans that are coming to visit the country. Let's say you invite 10 diasporans on your cultural tour for a day. Each one would pay $100 to $150, which I believe is a great price for a one-day tour. This means with 10 tourists, you would be earning $1,000 to $1,500 for that particular day out. You would require a minibus for the day and some petrol. The expense for that is about $150 per day. And that means you made 850 to 1,350 in a single day with the tour, okay? And of course, assuming that your minibus is full. So this is just to give you a broad overview, but let's say you run these tours 4 times a month with a group. That would be you earning around $3,000 to $5,000 per month with ample of time to enjoy your life. You see, doing business in Africa, as we just saw in this video, doesn't have to be very expensive or very complex. It can be really simple and you are still providing real value to industry players across the continent. And that's what I'm all about and how I have always taught. But you can also hear from today's video that I'm really focusing on business models that also do not take up a lot of your time. After having been so ill for almost a year now, I just realized myself that most of us, we're just working far too much. We're working in order to be free and enjoy life, and at the same time, we're becoming kind of slaves in our businesses, and that whole goal of making more and more and more, and that wheel just never stops. And I have become very passionate about teaching simple business models that work, but that also allow for a lot of freedom so that you can enjoy the life that you really desire. So again, I will leave 3 links for you in the description below, and one will be the link to my book. Another one will be the link to the Africa Real Estate Network. So this is of great value to you if you want to become an agent in the diaspora, somewhere abroad, or even in Africa, and you want to do intra-African sales in the real estate sector. And I will also leave a link to my next live Zoom session where I teach you just what I taught you today in much more detail and with a wider range of business models that you can start, where you just put a small budget in, yet you can make a lot of money very fast if you put the work in for a few weeks or months, and you can start earning and building the business and the life of your dreams in Africa. It's goodbye from me for today. Let's continue to march towards success in Africa. This is Dr. Harnet, your Africa business trainer and consultant, online and offline. Bye for now.